Hey guys, this is the behavior report form. So you're going to use this to document a lot of the incidents, anything positive that the clients do. If there's any information that needs to be passed on that's pertinent to the client's plan year or goals, really anything that is vital to their success within our company. Medication errors as well. Don't be afraid of these forms. This incident report form is should be in your back pocket, ready to go at all times. Again, positive. You can have it be a positive report form if the client does a really good job above and beyond. Informational, to pass information on. A behavior or emergency situation, a medication error, or other. Other would be something that um, a support coordinator may request or ask us to fill out an incident report if something happens with the client, something like that. So you're going to document which type. You're just going to put an X in the spot of it. Really doesn't matter. And then I'm not going to fill it out. I'm just going to talk about it. You're not going to document any of the reviewed by. That's going to be your supervisor, the admin staff, and executive staff, or potentially anyone else on the team or the client's team. After you turn this in, so you'll have 24 hours, really depending upon the severity of the incident. We really just try and stick with the rule of thumb that you're going to have 24 hours to turn in the behavior report form. And if you do that with any incident, it's typically a good time frame. You're going to document the full name of the individual, so John Doe, the date of the report, so when you complete the report, not the incident. If it's a different date, then write a different date, but the date of the report, please make sure it's as close to the incident time as possible. This is where you would put your name of the staff completing report, and then anyone else present within the company or other clients. You don't need to put people in the community. You can say, others in the community if you're at a swimming pool or, something happens in the community. You're going to document the incident start time, AM, PM, and the incident end time, AM, PM. You're going to describe the environment before the incident occurred. So essentially, you're going to, let's just say it happened at the person's home, great. If it happened at the person's home and in the community, great. If it didn't happen at either of those and you've got to mark other, let's say, I don't know what it would be, but something comes up that it's not in that scenario, you just put down other and then write down other. As best as you can, figure out how to best describe what caused it. So, for example, person asked to do something they didn't want to do, preferred activity ends, one-on-one instruction. It was a transition between activities. Person is asked to stop doing something, a non-preferred activity begins. Group instruction, person is alone. Preferred object is taken away. Object, sorry. In most cases, it's going to be in the community or potentially something with another person that disappoints them. So whatever one best fits. If not, you have the other option and you can write out whatever you need to clarify. Right here, you're going to provide a brief narrative description of the environment before the incident occurred. So it was a quiet environment. It was a little warm. John had complained about the heat, and when we talked to him about doing his chores today, John got upset and went in his room, and he didn't leave his room for an hour. Something along those lines. Just describe how the environment was. Was it calm? Was it crazy? Was it loud? What was happening to influence the behavior? If it's a positive report, you don't necessarily need to document any of this stuff. This is really more for behavioral issues and incidents, as well as this. So If it's a medication error, just jump right to the narrative description. So during the incident, what happened? If it was a med error, if it was informational positive, then you just jump straight to here. If there's an incident that you need to clarify where it happened, what exactly happened in the incident, then fill out all of this stuff in detail. The narrative continues here. If you need more room, then you're just going to describe the environment after the incident occurred. A task was delayed or not complete. Behavior is ignored. Person continued with preferred activity. Person took a break. Preferred object activity was given. Verbal reprimand. Don't do that or no. Anyway, just mark which one best fits or put other and describe. You're not going to have behavior management training. Sorry, that's not true. You're not going to have a behavior management program that you need to train on until we take on an individual that requires it. At that point, you can, after the incident, you're going to then briefly describe how the environment was, how it resolved itself as well. Again, this emergency intervention use you won't do unless you're behavior management program trained. And at this point, we will not take on any clients. So this will most likely be no every time. It might, in some cases, be a yes, dependent upon the severity. So you just want to be aware of, it could be something as long as stood in between client and, I don't know, deflected a board or deflected something. But there will be no holds. You do not need to restrain. You do not need to get physically involved and have physical altercations. Unless it is absolutely detrimental to your health and to your safety and their safety. Fill out the total duration and frequency if you're deflecting objects. If someone's throwing something at you, or if they're trying to go out into the road, do your best at blocking them from access to that. But again, best case scenario is you're going to have some training on it if it's the individual that needs specific help. But if there ever is an incident that happens, a freak incident where it's a one-time thing, it's just not unknown, it's never happened before, you're going to want to make sure you're safe and that the individual is as safe as possible. Lastly, emergency notification completed. Obviously, you're going to check yes or no. But what your job and responsibility is to follow through with informing the information chain. Meaning, if it's important enough and vital enough for you to call 911, call 911. You're going to contact your supervisor every time. Don't worry about the guardian. You may speak to law enforcement or a pharmacy and the executive team, maybe even the support coordinator or behavior analyst. Whoever you talk to, whoever your supervisor or 911 push you to talk to, please document the date and the time that you contacted them, and then as well as your name if you contacted them. The rest of it will be filled out as needed. So at the very end, just sign it. And then here's how you're going to save these. So I'm going to export as a PDF. And I'm going to title it Jake P. Incident Report. So IR, and then I'm going to put John D. for John Doe. And then I'm going to put the date of the incident. So I'm going to pretend it's the 16th. Save it to the desktop. And that's it. So there's the incident report. I'm going to send it in an email that is labeled the exact same thing as the form. I'm going to contact. The admin team will already be expecting the incident report, behavior report. So please make sure that it's detailed. The same process for client hourly logs. Make sure it's third person. Make sure there's no emotion in the description. Make sure when you're responding that it's not because you're upset about what they did, but that you're able to really detail and clarify for everyone what the problem was, or what the positive behavior was, or what issue there was. It needs to be very clearly identified without emotion. So that's it for this behavior report form. Please familiarize yourself with this. Don't wait until the last minute and then not know what you're doing, because I will ask you to redo a report that is incomplete and or is lacking proper information. So that's it, guys. Ask again any questions you have. Ask away. We will be more than happy to answer and make sure that it gets done appropriately. Thanks, guys.